Last week on Robot Wars, setting the pace, Maze 2 had the venom against Stinger. Faultless Revenge was spun about by Killalot and Suicidal Tendencies survived. Wheelie Wacko was sunk to the pits by Mace again. Razorblade cut its own throat. And in the final, Suicidal Tendencies was slammed by Mace, so let the gears crash and engines rev for more rumbles and tumbles on Robot Wars.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the man who wears anti-tank tops, Craig Charles.
There was a time when I thought about joining the army, just after I had that brain transplant. But real wars are real hassle. You have to get up really early in the morning, and everyone runs around and shouts a lot. And as for the gear, well, jackboots went out with the plague. And have you ever seen a soldier with a decent haircut? No, you haven't. And as for camouflage, they're no good at that either. I mean, those army trucks on motorways stand out like a sore thumb. That's why we at Robot Wars take out our aggression in a more civilised manner. OK, egos might get bruised, robots might get bashed, but don't worry, madam, it's all good, clean fun. Philippa, who are our contenders?
Hey Craig, time to introduce you to the contestants for Heat B. Technophobic, you may remember, went out in Heat 2 last time. Was it Heat 2? Yes. Something which cost a tenner until decorations were added on, and now it's over 60 quid. Abaddon with its very strange tail design, look out for that one. Pitbull, apparently these teeth really do work, but it has to be seen to be believed. RoboCow, the only robot in the competition which is made of wood. Well, the tail is wood anyway, isn't it? We like that, but it won't last long. Shark Attack here, the team, obviously good-looking and raring to go. General Carnage, the Prometheus team from last year, you may remember. And, of course, Bearmoth, which is back with, apparently, a bigger chopper. Jonathan Pierce.
Oh, yes, old friends and foes back again, many of them with improved weaponry. Let's have a look at the round one battles then. Something against Pitbull, Abaddon against Technophobic, the Yellow Peril, it looks like. General Carnage versus RoboCow, and then Shark Attack, looking great, by the way, against Bearmoth.
The time for talking's over. Let the wars begin.
From Leicester, something.
This cost under a tenner to build, they claim. It's a demented pickaxe with heavy-duty steel-plate armoured areas powered by 4 car-starter motors. They believe they're into something good.
Hi, I'm Big. This is my mates Jeff and Johnny. This is our robot for something. This sharp, pointy axis type thing directly goes through the drive system, so every time we change direction, the axe comes over a bit like that. And also on the return, this time it incorporates a forklift truck type affair thing, which is down here, which hopefully will possibly pick up and flip the opposition. These spikes are also good for impaling because we can get up to about 15, possibly 20 mile an hour. We're not sure, but we can't outrun it.
From Nottinghamshire, Pitbull.
Snapping jaws are the main weapons of this growler. The shell is stainless steel and fiberglass powered by 2 electric motors. Lighter than its opponent, its bark could be more dangerous than its bite.
Hello, I'm Ivor. And I'm Phil. And this is our robot, Pitbull.
Top speed of about 15 miles an hour.
We drive straight into the opposition, we clamp onto them, and then we bite really hard. We've taught it a few tricks. We've taught it how to fetch, and we've taught it how to bite.
Roboteers, stand by.
And they've taught Pitbull well. Ivor's hero's Bart Simpson. He looks like him too. And something with Dig and his hair.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Something by far the faster of the machines, and immediately on the attack with a huge pickaxe slamming down there, powered by 4 800-watt starter motors. But back comes Pitbull on the attack. Plenty of bite in the clamp. Sounds like a traffic warden. And in goes something onto the flames of torture there. And I think it's immobilised right from its first charge. And something here is out, I'm sure. On fire, burning. And a hairy end to dig in his teeth. Burning up in flames the hopes of the something team. And Pitbull stands triumphant. And all he has to do now is avoid the house robots who come in for the kill. Steering away, coming back on something again, Pitbull. There's Kill-A-Lot there with the horrible lance. Pitbull about to close those jaws on something once and for all. That's Sergeant Bash, top of your picture, coming in. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Pitbull's trying to attack Bash, who grips something, tearing and rending machinery, splitting sumps, ravishing wheels, and in comes Kill-A-Lot, twisting and turning. That horrible lance. I think Dig needs to go back to his tunnels from whence he's come with Jonathan Lawton, Jeff Germany. He actually wants to go to live in a disused railway carriage in Australia, Dig. Take something with you, because it's not a lot of use for anything else. It's food for thought for Kill-A-Lot. It's a mere bauble. Look at those horrible eyes, evil. Pit, 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 pit. You're going down, something. You're going down. And you've gone. Oh. All that work and planning. Something out. Pitbull the winners. Quite clearly, right from the start.
Well, he looks like a Dalmatian. He fights like a terrier. His name is Pitbull, and he's through to the next round.
Pitbull, then, lived up to its name stupendously.
We wanted a bit more of a running battle, you know, but yeah, so we thought we'd just keep on going.
Well, if you keep going like that, you'll be able to get your teeth into a lot more, I should think.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Because you're through to the next one, so good luck.
How much is that doggy in the window? Priceless. Pitbull are through. Next up, Abaddon against Technophobic.
From Newton Stewart in Scotland, Abaddon.
No nice boy this. Sharpened chisel prongs and wicked rotor blades at the front. 4mm thick aluminium offers scant protection, though. It took 3 months to build this one.
Abaddon has two modes of attack. This is a rotavator on the front, which rotates relatively slowly and can pick up other robots or rip off aluminium armour.
This is the sting in the tail of Abaddon, and the bowling ball is a caster. It goes to side, and we've got these hardened steel chisels with a spike on the end to do lots of damage.
From Bournemouth, Technophobic.
The Technophobes were eliminated in the first round of the last wars. They've improved over 6 months of rebuilding the lifting arm weapon and resin-bonded glass fibre shell. Don't call this mellow yellow.
Hello, this is Technophobic, our Mark II version, improvement from the last wars. We have a bigger motor for more power. We have an improved weapon, a spring-loaded spike with our steel-piercing tip. Very strong. And a hydraulic lifting arm as well. And it's extremely quick. It's much quicker than last year's robot, so we hope to catch a few people unawares.
Robot ears, stand by.
But I can tell you there's a problem for Abaddon and the Grosvenor family, and can Technophobic and Mike Haken there take advantage?
3, 2, 1, activate.
And it's a really difficult problem to solve. They've had to get rid of the ball bearing underneath the chiseled spike because they were overweight in the pit, and replace it with that wheel you see there. And immediately Technophobic trying to lift Abaddon. There go the rotor blades chewing up Technophobic, and the resin-bonded glass fibre, lurid yellow shell. Great roar goes up as Technophobic comes back on the attack. Up to 25 miles an hour they can generate. Trying to flip Abaddon once again. The rotor blade's no good when it's up in the air like that. Mike, who likes motorbikes and mountain bikes, trying to drive Abaddon in and underneath as Matilda came into the action there. Don't forget, if any of these robots go near the CPZs, the corner patrol zones, they're in trouble from the house robots. Oh, the wheel's gone! Abaddon's wheel has come off! No wheels on that wagon! Abaddon dragged towards the flame pit. He won't want the tyres to go on there, but you see there's no control now. They know it, the wheel is gone. They were so dependent on on that ball bearing. Immobilised, but now out comes Shunt. With the great pickaxe, they're trapped on the grid there. They cannot get away. They're trapped on the flame pick grid. Shunt in with a snowplow. You can see the problem, the bolt hitting them in on the flame pit. They can't escape. On one side, they've got Technophobic with the lifting arm underneath those rotating blades once again. There's Shunt. Praising Abaddon clear. Now can that bit of fortune favour the Abaddon team? Technophobic drives once again. Abaddon into the wall. There's Matilda. Also Killalot coming out of his CPZ. And they're together in some grisly waltz out there now. Killalot lifts and spins. That's a great view down on the arena from behind the team cabin. So Bash goes back into his CPZ. Technophobic spins again. They're coming on a charge here, perhaps. Go on, they're trying it. Simon Grosvenor, Felix Grosvenor and Wellington Grosvenor trying to get some life, but they couldn't. And this one will go to the judges, I think.
Well, both robots were still mobile at the end of that epic battle. So while we wait for the judge's decision, let's look at some of the fighting again.
Well, they'll vote on star control damage and aggression, and Technophobic by far the more aggressive. There comes the wheel off Abaddon, which meant control was limited, driven onto the flame pit by Technophobic, couldn't get off, and Technophobic did all the work.
Well, the judges have made the decision. The thumb has gone up for Technophobic.
Sorry, I was a bit distracted.
I see. I could see.
They're lovely, aren't they? They just open and close the doors. It's great. Anyway, it's really warm.
Nice, isn't it?
Hot stuff. Really, really warm.
Little hole in the side. But
It was fairly easy, wasn't it? There's not much damage incurred,
No, hardly scratch.
as I can see. And you were right in there.
Yeah, we
having
tried.
metals.
We tried. Yes. Yeah, pleased.
No damage, Philip. I didn't see your car. Technophobic, they're through. Abaddon go out. Next up, General Carnage against RoboCow.
From Hull, General Carnage.
2 windscreen wiper motors power the claw-like cutter on the lifting arm. It costs £500 to build this updated version of that old Robot Wars veteran, Prometheus.
Hi, I'm Nigel. This is Sarah. This is our robot, General Carnage. We have a fiberglass top on to protect it. It is powered by 2 Sinclair C5 motors, and the steering is the skid steer system, which all 4 wheels drive. Our main armament is this lifting arm with a pair of sizes on the end.
From Mould in Wales, RoboCow.
The Udall family must have a weird home life, dreaming up 2 cold steel chisel spikes for the cow's horns, the shell steel plate. They're going to milk this for all it's worth, let's be honest.
Hi, I'm John. This is Jenny 9, Robert 11. This is RoboCow. It's got a solid steel 3mm shell. It's got a tail, which doesn't do a great deal. It's wood. Box around a bit. The main weapon is a spike which moves up and down, and the main feature is the head, which unfortunately takes it over weight, so the head is going to have to come off, and this is how RoboCow will fight.
Robot ears, stand by.
General Carnage with Nigel Seeley, who wants to fly a plane one day. And RoboCow. Oh, Dad, you've lost your head completely.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Carnage on the attack. Slow start by RoboCow. General Carnage with that lifting arm weapon and those horrible pincers. Ooh, RoboCow nearly ended up there in the hedge. Well, the pit anyway. Now, General Carnage on the attack. Pull the other one, RoboCow. Come on, get back into it. You've got to start moving away from General Carnage. Oh, dairy me. You got no chance, RoboCow. Unless you can get away from General Carnage. You're mere fodder here. Fodder for General Carnage. Pulling RoboCow away, spinning. Almost in towards Sergeant Bash in the CPZ. RoboCow. Well, too old to be Veely poor in this one. Maybe, you see, the head was all that mattered. They've lost it, and they're losing this one. Matilda comes in, and Sarah Burton alongside Nigel Seeley can sense victory for General Carnage. She's a big Manchester United fan. And this is the theatre of dreams at the moment for the General Carnage team. Oh, sparks flying! Look at that, Robo-Cow and all sorts of problems. Great sparklers illuminate the arena. Just being lifted up. The spike is in the claw of General Carnage. Can Robo-Cow get away now? Lovely tail, by the way. But I think there's going to be a sorry tail at the end of all this for the cow. Robo-Cow moving very slowly. All the aggression's been by General Carnage so far. The quicker of the two robots. Slightly lighter General Carnage. You wouldn't believe it really from its mobility. And there, Robo-Cow on the spikes, so couldn't move away. Pinned down once again by General Carnage. And I think poor old Robo-Cow's off to the slaughter any moment now, because you've got Bash with its claw. You've got General Carnage moving away and allowing Matilda to come in, because Robo-Cow's... Oh, what on earth came off there? Robo-Cow's in the sheepy's head. Look at this attack by Matilda. It's the tail. The tail's gone completely. But they've lost their head. They've now lost their tail as well. What do you call a cow without its head and its tail? Steak, I think. Up it goes, flipped over. And that's the end of Robo-Cow, surely. Killalot came in. Well, we didn't see barbecued steak on any flame pit. But the Udall family know it's all over for them. Steak? This is mincemeat in there. Look at this. Shunt. Oh, this is horrible and cruel. Poor old Jenny. She's only 9. Got all the qualifications for a great roboteer. She wants to be a pop singer. And so is young Robert there. He once built a sandcastle, so he's one of our top brains, actually. And Robo-Cow, a sad end. And General Carnage, the winners.
Robots do not have the milk of human kindness. Utter destruction. General Carnage is ordered into the next round.
I think it was quite close, actually, the contest.
Do you?
No, not really.
How could you kill the cow? It's not the cow, it's those gorgeous children.
I know.
It's a cow. It's a cow. We killed a cow.
Kill a cow.
Killed a cow.
Carnage. Cow Carnage.
Carnage killed the cow.
Yeah.
Carnage killed
Absolutely.
the cow. Okay, we've summed that up. Bye, thank you very much. See you next time.
Pride punctured of Robo-Cow. Oh, holy cow, as Batman might say. They're out and General Carnage through. Next up, Shark Attack and Behemoth.
From Huddersfield, Shark Attack.
Built by the 39th Scout Group, so be prepared. The spiked front edge for plenty of dib-dib-dob-dob and £500 to build. Plenty of bobber job.
This is Richard, the designer, and Graham, the engineer, and Peter, the electrician. This is Shark Attack. The main weaponry is a bucket that lifts up to tip them up and try and turn them over, with sharpened hedge trimmer blade to puncture anything we can get on top. Also, the front end of the whole robot will jack up to try and lever them and tip them up. We'll look inside. The main propulsion is 2 standard wheelchair motors driven off 12-volt batteries, with the electronics and receivers all nice and cased away. Everything is fireproofed to try and protect us if we go in the pit. The pneumatics are run off 2 MIG welder bottles stashed away in these containers to protect them from injury.
From Hemel Hempstead in Hertfordshire, Behemoth.
The name means strong-willed water ox. Got axes, air horns, amber flashing beacons, all catching the eye and the ear, but Moth don't dance too near the flames.
Hello, this is Behemoth. I'm Anthony, the team captain. This year we've upgraded it. We can pull 1.5 tonne with it now, so we've increased the strength.
Beforehand, we couldn't actually lift very high at all. We've now increased the height lifting to that, which allows us to actually roll over other robots and actually have an edge
But round the back, we have some extra little weapons from last year.
Hi, I'm Kane. Basically, in the last wars, we found that the rear of the robot was undefended, so we fitted these two axes here. This defends the rear of the robot from anything that tries to come in from the back.
Robot ears, stand by.
Shark Attack with Peter Gagan, Graham Walker and Richard Jackson, and Behemoth, Anthony and Michael Pritchard and Kane Aston.
3, 2, 1, activate.
I noticed with the Shark Attack team, by the way, all the Scout Masters are here. And the poor old scouts who did all the work are probably back out on camp somewhere. Yeah, you take all the glory, boys. Don't worry about it. Behemoth, flipping Shark Attack up. Stainless steel body on Shark Attack, taking some punishment. Not a lot there, hardly a scratch, actually. Oh, but flipped on its side by Behemoth. And there, the lack of mobility from Shark Attack. They won't be able to right themselves, I'm sure. Well, flip. Not a flop, it didn't go over. It now needs this like a pain in the rear. And you will get a pain in the rear from Matilda, I'm sure, boys. You need to get out of there. That's shunt as well. Oh, look at that damage straight away. Goodness me. Cleaving a huge hole in the underside of Shark Attack. And the only merit badge this little lot are going to get is in welding, I think, to repair that. Look at Matilda coming in for the kill as well. Jaws? Paws, more like. This was a pussycat.
Behemoth, strong as an ox. Shark Attack, more like a dolphin that's been slapped around the gills. Behemoth goes through.
Even his dorsal fin has gone
It's
slightly.
cooler.
That was ridiculous, wasn't it?
It was shocking.
You got a good thrashing, didn't you?
Just a bit.
Behemoth, bigger and better than ever.
Yeah.
The bigger chopper obviously works.
Yeah, we definitely got lifting sorted out this year.
Yes. So another year older, another year wiser,
Indeed.
and a bigger chopper that did you the world of good.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Congratulations. They just don't get the bigger chopper gag.
Ah, but the boys at the back obviously do, look, Philippa. And through to round two, Technophobic against Pitbull, followed by General Carnage against Behemoth. Time for oiling and grinding, hammering and welding. Let's all recharge our batteries. Craig.
It's going to take a while for our competing robots to be up and pummeling again. So in the meantime, let's have some fun. And yes, Vinnie Jones is cowering behind the sofa because it's the return of the Robotic Soccer Cup. All our fancy-footed robots have to do is score a goal. Whoever scores first goes through to the final. It all sounds very simple, except that defending the goal are a couple of players who make Peter Beardsley look like Pamela Anderson. Two very ugly house robots. It's all just for fun, but that won't stop them putting the boot in. Let the trials begin.
This is the first of our Soccer Knockout Cup ties. The golden goal wins it, the first one to score, in other words. Velociripper, a small midfield dynamo, powered by electricity, weighing in at 75 kilos to take on Demolition Demon 2 and also Dead Metal in goal. Demolition Demon is heavier, longer, wider, taller, more weaponry with front and rear spikes to take on not just Velociripper and Dead Metal, but Matilda the fullback. Who'd want to full back on Matilda?
Robot ears, stand by.
Velociripper with father and son, Trevor and Matthew Wright. Demolition Demon 2, Alan Rouse, Pete Harrison and Theo Moucher.
3, 2, 1, activate.
So it's easy, chaps. All you got to do is stick the ball in the net. Easy peasy. Yep, that's what we thought about England. Immediately, Velociripper on the attack. Matilda, good, solid, chunky fullback. You'd see many pin-up pictures of Matilda, though, in soccer strips, would you? Not really. I don't know. Not to my taste. Oh, look at this! Velociripper coming through and scoring! Velociripper is the winner! Mistake by Matilda. Well, we might have thought that would happen, but look at Velociripper. Great pace, puts the goalkeeper Dead Metal the wrong way. Super goal. We never even saw Demolition Demon, really. Bigger, taller, heavier. But it's David against Goliath, and David goes through in the shape of Velociraptor.
We'll be putting the boot in again soon, but right now, it's back to the wars!
And in the second round, General Carnage against Behemoth. But first up, Pitbull against Technophobic, and Philippus with the Technophobes in the pitch.
Technophobic team, how are you feeling? Are you feeling technophobic?
At the moment, yes. We haven't seen what Pitbull's capable of.
Really? So you don't know what you're up against?
Don't know yet.
At all? Are you in good working order?
It's fine, yes. All going, yeah.
All ready to go.
So any tactics at all that I should know about?
Well, we've got a bit of a phobia against dogs, but that's it.
You will have one in this aspect. OK, moving backwards. Go, Pitbull. Is he staying in there?
No.
Good, because he's going to get frazzled if he stays in there. I saw you earlier, as I wandered past your bench, sharpening teeth.
Yes, we hope we can really get our teeth into this one.
But the Technophobic boys want to blunt that cutting edge. And Pitbull rising into the arena darkness. There, Ivor the driver.
Robot ears, stand by.
Pitbull might be spotty, but his performance hasn't been patchy so far. And Technophobic scratched. But there, Mike and David, ready to do battle.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Ooh, good speedy start by Pitbull. Get up to 10 miles an hour, the dog. And immediately, growling and prowling against Technophobic. Who let Pitbull off its leash? Look at those teeth. They've got a license for him. Well, slightly more than the 7 and 6 it used to cost for a dog license. £750 a bill, Pitbull. Now, how can we get him to go out for a walk? Oh, that's out. Bit of flame up the rear end. You are going for a walk. Technophobe. Oh, lifting Pitbull up. And if it can roll him over, not to tickle its tum, but to get rid of it. No, he couldn't flick it over. Pitbull comes charging back again. Wants to clamp those jaws on Technophobic. Oh! Dodges dead metal then. No. You don't bite the furniture. You're not a puppy anymore, Pitbull. What are you doing in there? It's not your kennel either. It belongs to dead metal. Eek! Well, feeling hot under the collar, Pitbull. You will be soon. Because in comes Bash. Look at this. With the flamethrower pointing the wrong end at the moment. It might be growling, but Pitbull has got the wrong end of its stick here, I think. Ivor trying to drive it away, but I think the jaws are too firmly clamped. Oh, no, they're not. Away. Charges at Technophobic. But Technophobic holds on as Ivor drives back into it now. Look at this, onto the flame pit. This is where Technophobic's engines, and it's a petrol-driven motor, don't forget, could be in problems. And I think you can see the flicker of flame inside. Technophobic, they're in major trouble. Is that robot on fire, or was it just the reflection from the flame pit? Pitbull can certainly smell blood. It is on fire. You can see the flames inside Technophobic there. And Pitbull now really putting the bite on Technophobic. And he who barks last, barks loudest. Oh, and look, the petrol engine's gone. Well, Technophobic looks like some great yellow bun being overcooked in the oven there. And it's ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Technophobic, go home to rust.
Well. Technophobic up in flames. Pitbull is the winner. Let's hear for Pitbull. Come on, lads. For 1 minute, it looked like you'd bitten off more than you could chew when you got your jaws stuck on the railings there.
Absolutely, yeah. We wanted to get our teeth into something, but that wasn't quite what we wanted.
A bit more than we could bite off, really.
You're called Pitbull. Why does it look like a Dalmatian?
Before it had the paint on it, it looked like an armadillo, so we're heading in the right direction.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Pitbull!
right to be frightened of the pit bull.
Oh, God. No, no.
It was a hat robot.
It was. So, a dragon next. We're going for it as a dragon next year.
Are you?
Dragon. We'll
Oh,
change
you're
the
already
name.
thinking about the next war, and then it doesn't matter if it catches fire.
No,
exactly.
no.
It's a dangerous dog, but you know when I saw you filing the teeth and sharpening them in the pits, suddenly I got really frightened that was your downfall, that I'd seen you do the very thing that was going to clink you onto the bars forever and mean that you were dead.
We got stuck into those railway sleepers, didn't we? We
You
just
did.
couldn't get off them.
I know, and then what? You did something. Did you lower the jaw and then
Yeah.
finally work your way out?
Yeah, and
very
we got
cunning.
help from the robot, really, from the housebot.
Very cunning. So, and then from there on in, it all went very well, didn't
All
it?
we've got to do is teach it how to drop. We taught it how to bite, now we've got to teach it how to drop sometimes.
They're barking mad, but Pitbull go through to the final. Next up, General Carnage against Behemoth.
Right, Behemoth team. Have you made any more developments to your robot?
Not such, no.
No?
Just sorted the axes out. We was having a few little problems with them in the last battle. That's sorted now. It's just one of the trim moved across. So
And right, are you feeling quite confident?
reasonably confident. Yeah, it depends on what happens, really.
Well, it always
See.
depends on what happens.
Yes.
Who's driving?
Me.
Okay. You nervous?
My fault.
You know, they're quite big stars, aren't they, Ben? It's quite a big robot to be in against.
Vastly improved this year.
I know.
A lot bigger.
I know. So,
Oh, we
they are.
A bit this time,
They are. Bit of positive thinking, that'll do the world of good.
That's what we need.
I'll see you when you come out.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Nigel wants to fly planes. Sarah wants a job as a taste tester at a chocolate factory. And the Behemoth boys, decisive, indecisive? I don't know.
Roboteers, stand by.
There, Behemoth. Anthony, Michael and Kane. General Carnage, Nigel Seeley and Sarah Byrne.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Just wonder if those radio-controlled aerial masts look vulnerable on the back of Behemoth to that cutting pincher blade at the front of General Carnage. Oh, goodness me, flipped over! Well, no vulnerability at all. Behemoth with a snow plough at the front. Look at this. Up you go. Roly-poly. Over and out. And they certainly got their radio signals right, didn't they, the Behemoth team? Now, all those boys need to do is stay out of trouble from the house robots and make sure that General Carnage can't right itself. You see the twin axes? That's the new development on the back of Behemoth from the last wars. What can Nigel Seeley do here? Well, they're sharing some sort of grim joke at the end. But the house robot Sergeant Batch and Killalot also in to have some fun on General Carnage, while Behemoth, well, I was going to say, sensibly stays out of trouble. It doesn't want to take on the house robots. Guarded there at the top of the picture, you see. Staying away from trouble as General Carnage is cut to ribbons. Look at that slice. There's that smoke I can see on General Carnage. Battle scarred now. Camouflage, no good whatsoever in the arena for Nigel and Sarah. What on earth can they find funnier about all this? Oh, and look, Behemoth taking on Dead Metal there. Well, oh, and also Bashes on the edge of the pit. Well, the house robots have a saying, remember, there's always time to dismember. And they will be back at you later on in Robot Wars, Behemoth. And Killalot has a long memory. General Carnage, out of it, of course. Oh, no, back to life. Can it edge Sergeant Bash into the pits? Shunt behind. Just back into life. I don't know if there's any mobility left in there, though. Oh dear, look at that. Slamming into the top with the huge blade at the back of Shunt. Killalot tosses it in the air. There's the slam dunk again onto the arena floor. As Dead Metal goes for some sort of revenge on Behemoth. Ooh, right into the guts of General Carnage. Not a lot left there. A hole on the front right corner, scratched and scarred. And now, General Carnage about to be barbecued. Killalot takes it towards the pit, I think. About to dump it finally, but can he get it in there? Because Bash is slightly obstructing, I would think. No. General Carnage is gone. They know it, everyone knows it. He's smoking. And Behemoth is the winner.
Well, General Carnage is total toast. Behemoth goes through to round 3. You did very well in the last war.
Yeah.
And it's going very well for you so far, isn't it?
It has, definitely.
How much weight can that bucket carry?
Around 300k. Yeah.
300 kilogram. Harder fights to come, though.
This is true.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Behemoth!
That was exciting, though. When he came back over.
Oh, eventually, yeah.
Yeah, eventually.
I thought we weren't going to win the battle, so I thought he's on the edge of that pit, like, so I thought, I was just wondering if I can just give him a nudge and say hello.
Have you enjoyed it again, though?
Oh, yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah?
Yeah.
Will you come back?
He always says no, but
I always
I
say
think
no,
so.
but we always do.
Yeah, we always
Good. The Behemoth monster. Practically beer swilling, isn't it? I mean, can do just about everything else.
Yeah, well.
It's performing brilliantly, I have to say.
It's much better than the last war. Definitely much better. It's definitely sorted out the tipping.
You're into those house robots?
Well, I came into us there. We were trying to keep her out, but then all of a sudden, well, they're going to start coming for us, so...
But last year you did this. Last year you'd made sure you'd won and then you'd sneaked off and kept out of trouble.
Well, this year we sneaked up a little bit, but then we thought, no, let's go for it.
You've got the power to do it this year, so we want to see it, okay?
Well, we'll give Dead Metal a bit of he's bent his claws.
Has he?
Yeah.
We want to see more damage in your next fight.
Will do.
All right, then.
Oh, dear Philippa, you might rue that. She shares a dressing room with Matilda. They're in the final, Behemoth and Pitbull.
We started with 8, we're down to 2. It's the 3rd round.
The heat final between Behemoth, Anthony Pritchard, Michael Pritchard and Kane Ashton. Well, they had too much fight for the Shark. Shark attack almost a fishy flipped up and over once, and then onto its side. And then Behemoth took on and beat General Carnage, turning it onto its side and up and over very, very early on. General Carnage never really recovered from that, finally dumped by Killalot after being messed about, mucked about and mashed up by the house robots. And Pitbull, Ivor and Phil. Something was its first opponent. Immediately in trouble and immobilised. Tossed up and turned around by Killalot. He's mighty and menacing and dumped into the pit. And then, after real troubles, came back against Technophobic. On fire and out. And it was the dog that went through Pitbull.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
For a place in the series semi-finals. Pitbull just running around Behemoth early on. Behemoth by far the heavier, nearly 20 kilos heavier than Pitbull. Well, spinning like a mad dog there. Hope Pitbull hasn't had a trip abroad meanwhile and come back with rabies. Flipped over. Please turn over. PTO. You saw it on the bottom there of Pitbull. Rolling back again though. Good speed away from Behemoth. Don't forget, should both robots still be mobile at the end, it'll go to the judges. Look at the jaws trying to clamp down on Behemoth's snowplow front. That's not great control over the flame pit there. Anthony and Michael Pritchard, Kane Ashton in the Behemoth team. Took them 4 months to build. Grinding jaws. With a flashing eye at Pitbull as well. Aye, he's got something to get his teeth into there. Turning away. And on the attack again. Gnashing of the jaws. Behemoth into the CPZ. That's good driving by Pitbull. Well, we didn't think he was a sheepdog, but he certainly got Behemoth into the pen of Killalot there. And this is a tremendous performance here by Ivor and Phil in the Pitbull team, because Behemoth went into this very much as the favourite for the heat final. What happened there? Just flipped up and over. It was the spike in the arena floor once, and up and over. It hopped into the spike. The spike came up and flipped Behemoth over, trying to use the snowplow to right itself. In real trouble here, Behemoth. If Pitbull can nudge it towards Killalot, the dog could be through. There, the spike underneath Pitbull. Wow, that was fantastic, hopping and jumping around like a dog with a flea in its ear. Killalot now and Dead Metal. Well, they're the cutting blade on the bottom of Behemoth. And I think also Killalot's got its lance in through the top of the Behemoth robot. Slicing damage there. You can see the pincer of Killalot closer. They're hardly in the groove, Behemoth. Let's find a slot for you somewhere on the arena floor, perhaps, says Dead Metal. Pitbull ramming itself against the arena wall. Well, they're bad, the Pitbull team. They're all over the place. Oh, and there's the great flipper! Look at this. Caught on the flipper top, and over he goes, Behemoth. Super stuff. Rolling across the arena floor, straight back towards Dead Metal. They've made a right dog's dinner of this. And Pitbull go into the series semi-final kennels.
Behemoth spiked, attacked by the house robots, and then gets a good flipping. Pitbull through to our series semi-finals. It's the only show Yuri Geller adores, because we do twist metal on Robot Wars. Bye-bye.
Still hasn't had its day, this dog.
No.